What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I have school, I have midterms that I have to get done, so it's just pretty much so much on my plate right now. I'm working. I know a lot of people have been wanting to know about what happened to my brother. I know a lot of people lose someone very special to them every day, and sometimes they don't know how to cope with it. In the beginning, I didn't know how to cope with it. I didn't know what was going on. So I am feeling more comfortable with it. My mom pretty much raised me and my brothers by herself. She really didn't have anyone to depend on. For people that are gonna stay and listen, this is something really tragic that happened in my life, and I'm 21 years old now, and I look back to this and I just think about how much time flies. I get really emotional because I'm just like, damn, I'm 21 already and my brother's not here, and he's not gonna be here. And I just keep thinking like one day he's gonna come back, and he doesn't. Growing up, me and my brothers always had a close bond. We were very poor. I remember there'd be times where we didn't have enough for the rent. We just struggled a lot, honestly, and my mom was always the mom and dad at the same time. My dad left at a really young age and my mom remarried. During that time, I remember it like being November, the last day of November in 2008. We had a big argument and Jose and my stepdad fought. Luis was there, and I remember just trying to push them away because they were actually getting physical. It was December 1st, 2008, and just thinking about it, like right now we're in April 2018. That night I remember being scared. I remember telling Luis, I was like, Jairo, because that's his middle name, can you come lay down with me? I'm scared. And he was like, yeah, I'll be right there. It was like the middle of the night. He had just got his phone because he had just turned 14. So he came to my bed that night, and then after, he left before me because he wanted to go buy some monsters because he wanted to sell them at school. And I remember walking with Luis, and I didn't ever think that that would be my last walk with my brother. We just took the regular routine. He would always pet this dog that we passed by this house every day, and we just said bye like normal. And then normally I would see him in certain periods, like crossing periods. For some reason that day I didn't see him. It was after school already. I went with my friend Miguel and we got McDonald's, and I saved Luis some fries because I knew he loved the fries. And then I got home and my mom was home, and I remember her saying, and she looked at me, she was like, ¿Y Jairo? And then I was like, yo no sé, like I don't know, no está aquí, no ha llegado. He's like, no. And it was strange for my mom because most of the time Luis would always come before me. We would go to school together, but we would come walking separately unless we agreed on walking that day together. So it'd just be certain days, but most of the time we would walk home alone. He hasn't came, and she was like, no, and it's strange for me because he's always here before you. And it was already getting to like 3:27. When I got home, it was like 3:27. Then my mom, in that case, she calls my brother. Like I said earlier, he had just turned 14, and my mom just had gotten his phone because we were broke. So we couldn't all have phones like kids today do, you know? She looked at her phone and she called him, and then Luis answers, and he's just like, hello? And he was like, mijo, ¿dónde estás? Like, where are you? And then he's like, oh, estoy aquí en la escuela, agarré detención. He was like, I was talking and I got detention. And then my mom's like, ay, mira nomás. Jairo started laughing. And then he asked, he was like, can I go to McDonald's, please? And my mom had said, okay, be careful crossing the street. And as he was walking and the sidewalk already, he was on the sidewalk, he's like, I already crossed the street. And my mom's like, well, tú eres los que preguntan y ya están ahí, pues pa' qué preguntarme? And they both started laughing, and my mom had put him on speaker because, you know, he was showing off his new phone. And then we were all listening to him and we all got excited. We're like, okay, we love you. He was like, I love you guys too. And then my mom's like, okay, mijo, te quiero mucho. And then right after that happened, the phone dropped. and we were looking at each other, and my mom was listening on the phone like, mijo, mijo, estás bien? And then the kids were starting to get worried, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was so confused. You could see my mom's face, her reaction, she just dropped. She knew something was wrong. She said like when you know something's wrong, she feels it in her heart because we're her kids. They grabbed the phone and hung up, and then we called back right away and they didn't answer. They called back and it was this girl, and he was like, you're Luis's mom? And then she was like, sí, ¿qué está pasando? And then so like, you need to get over here, hurry up, because they just ran him over. And my mom starts like panicking, and I start like, I just remembered like my body felt so heavy, and I just started running. I just started running, and where I was by, it's not so far from the school, so my house is literally like maybe like the most 3-4 blocks away from the school. And my mom, during that time, her back was hurting a lot. I just keep running and my mom's telling me like, go. I remember seeing the ambulance pass me, and I'm just like, fuck, this is really bad, like something really is happening. And I turn around and my mom's all the way in the back, and she's like, she's grabbing her back and she's like, dile que aquí estamos por él y que lo quiero mucho. I just remember she was crying and she was trying to breathe in, and I just kept running until I got there. And then once I got there was already yellow tape. I remember like they were carrying Luis already, like he was the first one that was rushed to the ambulance, and I crossed the scene and I seen how they were putting him into the ambulance, and I screamed his name and I was like, Jairo, and he like turned around and he like gave me like a weak smile, like he knew like he was leaving. They took him, and this lady named Miss Davila, and she was like, you can't cross there, and I was like, that's my brother, and she was hugging me and she's like, you can't cross there. Miss Davila was like, he's gonna be okay, and I just kept telling her to promise me, and she just kept hugging me after. And my mom comes, and then this undercover cop takes her to the hospital. Cop takes me to the hospital as well, and we're both in separate cop cars. I walk in after. There's a nun with my mom in this little room that they had. She just kept praying, and my mom was crying, and she's like, something's wrong. I think it was the main doctor. And she was like, this is really serious. I just want to let you know that I'm trying the best I can. And I just remember seeing her blue uniform with her blue hat, and everything was just filled with blood. I just couldn't believe that it was happening to my own brother. And I remember like at 6:30 something, the nurse comes out, and I remember I was just praying every religion I could, please, like just save my brother. Like that's all I was thinking about. 2 hours later, the lady that was there in the beginning came out, and she's like, sit down. And my mom sits down, and then I'm so sorry to tell you, but we tried our best and he just didn't make it. He passed away. And I just remember my mom, like she just couldn't believe it. Like she was having a really bad time breathing, and she was just crying. Eduardo literally fell to his knees, and I was just sitting next to my mom just crying, and Eduardo was just hugging my mom. They were like, do you guys want to see him? And I was like, yeah, but like I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't believe that he was gone. And as I'm walking into the surgery room, I'm seeing my brother laying down right there with everything just turned off and him not being able to take a breath anymore. And he had 2 tubes down his throat. He got hit really, really bad, and it was all, you know why I lost my brother? It was all because this guy fucking went to Target and decided to buy some fucking dust off. He decided to buy some fucking dust off, fucking get high, and then fucking drive off the fucking street and hit 5 kids. It wasn't just my brother, it was 5 kids, but my brother was the only one that passed away. Just because of this guy. Because he wanted to feel good for a bit. I was so depressed, and just as I turned 21, I just now finally realizing that he's not gonna be able to come home, and I'm not gonna be able to celebrate my birthday with him no more. I'm not gonna be able to celebrate his birthday without him being here. During that time, I was so sad. I didn't go to school for a whole month. I was so depressed. I was really suicidal. My mom was losing so much weight. This is just part of the things that I'm telling you guys. It's not the full story. I'm not gonna get into complete detail, but this is just part of it. And as you can see how much of an emotional wreck I get just talking about this situation, you can see how personal and how much it took a toll in my life. Don't forget to always be thankful and always tell your family you love them, because God forbid there's gonna be one day that they're not there.
This what God feel like. Yeah. Laughing to the bank like yeah. Flex on swole like yeah. You feel some type of way then Better run, man. Y'all gotta see